All right, let's look at SPX on the monthly chart. What a crazy wild drop on Friday. That was amazing. I hope you guys captured part of that. Looking at the monthly chart, we've had this trend line for a long time. We've tested it multiple times. We pulled back to it in April. It would be a massive drop if we came back down. I don't anticipate that we're going to see that much of a drop, but you never know, right? So here's what I'm looking at. This is a really strong area of support below us at 60.67. Again, that would be a significant drop. That's like another 500 points, but this was like a 1,200 point drop. We have done it. So we're always looking just to kind of see what's next. Where could we go? So I'm going to be looking at this area at about that 6,100 down to 60.55 area. Looking at the weekly chart, you can see we just could not push higher. We had that huge reversal. We popped all the way back down to the wick right through here. Significant areas below us to be mindful of is 64.77, 64.78, somewhere in there, and then this 63.95. So we'll say 64.78 and 63.95. Those are two areas on the way down that I would be mindful of, super strong levels of support below us. Then when we come on down to our daily chart, you can see we actually popped right down to this trend line. Now SPY has continued, so we are already broken below for sure, but above us we have 65.94 is going to be a level of resistance, and below for support 64.82 is a pretty strong area on the daily chart. So just areas to kind of be mindful of as we see what's going to happen next. We definitely have broken lower already, like I said, but these are areas we want to watch to see, do we push back and head on up again since it was fundamental, or are we going to see more downside to follow before we head back up? So Monday's really going to be about kind of seeing where we're going. Remember, a lot of times we do get that Monday morning manipulation where we go one direction and then we turn around and head the other way. We also have OPEX. So I'm not even sure if I'm going to trade on Monday, to be honest. I want to see what happens. Do we get continuation? Do we see more downside to follow? We could push back up a little bit to this level up here where we have a nice level of resistance above us, and then we could see more downside. But again, SPY is already dumped, so we're down here somewhere already. We'll have to kind of see where we open up and where we move from there. But areas to watch and be mindful of, again, on that monthly, we have a very significant level of support at 60.55, and then we have a couple areas sooner to look for on the weekly at that 64.78 and 63.95. Looking at the daily chart, again, it shows that we've pretty much stopped in line, but SPY has continue down further. So areas to be mindful of that we could see some sort of a pushback or a bounce somewhere in this 64.43 could be the area, which means we could drop another 120 points on Monday. So this would be another level that I would just be mindful of as we head on down, that we could see a area to bounce.